Once upon a time, there was a kind girl named Cinderella. She had a gentle heart. She loved helping others. Cinderella lived happily with her father. They laughed together. They cared for each other. But one day, Cinderella's father married again. He hoped his new wife would be kind. He was wrong. The stepmother was cold and selfish. Her daughters were selfish too. They only cared about themselves. Soon, Cinderella's father became very ill. Then he passed away. Cinderella felt heartbroken. After that, everything changed. The stepmother became cruel. The stepsisters became bossy. "You will do all the work," the stepmother ordered. Cinderella had no choice. Every morning, Cinderella woke before sunrise. She swept the floors. She cleaned every room. She washed dishes. She carried water. She worked all day long. Meanwhile, her stepsisters relaxed. They ate sweets. They admired themselves in mirrors. At night, Cinderella slept beside the fireplace. Ashes covered her clothes. That is why everyone called her Cinderella. Even though life was hard, Cinderella stayed kind. She never stopped dreaming. One bright morning, trumpets echoed through the kingdom. Something exciting was happening. A royal messenger unrolled a golden scroll. "Everyone is invited to the royal ball," he announced. The prince was searching for a bride. People cheered. The whole kingdom buzzed with excitement. "A royal ball," cried the stepsisters. "We must look beautiful." They rushed to choose dresses. They tried on hats. They argued over jewelry. Cinderella smiled. Maybe she could go too. Maybe her dream would come true. Gathering her courage, Cinderella asked, "May I go to the ball?" The stepmother laughed. The stepsisters laughed too. "No," they shouted. "You belong here. You are only a servant. You will stay home." Cinderella watched them leave. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Her dream was slipping away. Then something magical happened. A soft light appeared in the garden. It grew brighter and brighter. Cinderella wiped her eyes. She looked closer. A mysterious woman stood before her. "Do not cry, Cinderella," said the woman. "I am your fairy godmother." The fairy godmother smiled warmly. "I will help you go to the ball," she said. She waved her wand. Sparkles filled the air. Magic danced all around them. A pumpkin began to glow. It spun and twirled. Then it changed completely. The pumpkin became a beautiful carriage. Golden wheels sparkled in the moonlight. Cinderella gasped in amazement. Next, the fairy godmother touched some mice. Poof! They became elegant horses. Then she touched Cinderella's old dress. Magic shimmered around her. Everything began to change. Her worn clothes disappeared. In their place was a beautiful gown. It sparkled like starlight. The fairy godmother placed glass slippers on her feet. They glittered beautifully. Cinderella could hardly believe it. "You look wonderful," said the fairy godmother. Cinderella smiled happily. "But remember," said the fairy godmother, "the magic ends at midnight. When the clock strikes 12, everything will return to normal." Cinderella nodded carefully. The carriage rolled toward the palace. Cinderella's heart raced with excitement. Tonight felt magical already. The palace glowed with thousands of lights. Music filled the night air. Guests danced happily. When Cinderella entered the ballroom, everyone stopped and stared. They had never seen anyone so beautiful. The prince noticed her immediately. He could not look away. He walked straight toward her. "May I have this dance?" asked the prince. Cinderella smiled. "Yes." They danced across the ballroom. They laughed together. The evening felt like a dream. Hours passed quickly. Neither wanted the night to end. Then Cinderella heard something. Dong! The palace clock struck midnight. Cinderella's eyes widened. The magic! She whispered, "I must go." She ran through the green fields. The prince followed behind her. "Wait," he called. But Cinderella was too fast. One glass slipper slipped from her foot. It landed on the grass. The prince picked up the slipper. He stared at it carefully. It was his only clue. By the time Cinderella reached home, the magic had disappeared. The gown was gone. The carriage was gone too. The next day, the prince searched the kingdom. He carried the glass slipper everywhere. "Find the young woman whose foot fits this slipper," the prince announced. Girls across the kingdom tried the slipper, but it never fit. Not even once. Finally, the prince arrived. At Cinderella's house, the stepsisters rushed forward. The first stepsister tried. The slipper was too small. It would not fit. The second stepsister tried. The slipper was too large. It slipped right off. "There is no one else," said the stepmother quickly. But the prince noticed Cinderella. "Let her try," said the prince. The stepmother looked unhappy. Cinderella carefully slipped her foot inside. The glass slipper fit perfectly. Everyone gasped. Then Cinderella revealed the matching slipper. The prince smiled brightly. He had found her. The prince and Cinderella were overjoyed. At last, they were together again. Soon, a grand wedding was held. People celebrated across the kingdom. Bells rang everywhere. Cinderella never forgot her kindness. She treated everyone with respect. She became a beloved princess. And so Cinderella and the prince lived happily ever after. Their story became a legend. The end.